The ideas I originally conceived of were actually for my next sustained investigation piece, but seeing the potential for a dynamic pose that otherwise fulfilled BSP criteria, I adjusted to that. I knew I would need a good reference photo, but I could not for the life of me find a real tire swing, so I had to makeshift my own pose across a large boulder instead. I next drilled into my composition and color palette, where I was really inspired by Van Gogh, particularly his piece Irises, with the beautiful juxtaposition of the warm tones and the cool tones within the greens that create space, and also his piece The Siesta, with the contrast complementary colors, blue and yellow. My first major mishap was the giant footprint I found on my piece after I gessoed it on day one. But you know, not too big of a deal, so forging onward. I applied the paint from my brush in light layers, treating the acrylic almost like it was watercolor, as I usually do, and the hundreds of subtle brush strokes were tedious, that's true, but I felt I could not betray my style for this particular piece. I furthermore zeroed in on mixing a full spectrum of colors to accentuate the impressionism that was starting to come through as I was creating. But as the deadline loomed closer, I was quickly realizing that my methods were more than a bit too drawn out for this assignment, so I had to grudgingly add darker values sooner than I'd hoped to actually establish shape and contrast. Although I ideally would have liked to work on it for more time, it went how it went, and I'm proud of all that I accomplished over this process. So there you have it. There is my finished piece. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for your time. It's always such a joy and a challenge to make these big mammoth artworks like this, but I always learn a lot about myself, and I hope you learned something too from watching it. So thank you, and bye-bye.